Hi, my name is Kerry Brooks. I'm at Mortgage Express. We're located in Northern California, but do mortgages throughout the state of California. I've been doing them myself personally for over 25 years. I've noticed that the same questions often come up both from real estate agents and from borrowers as we go through the process of getting a real estate loan. As a result, I've decided to do this series of videos, this is one in this series, to help answer some of those questions. I hope you find it helpful and useful. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
As you go through the loan process, there are going to be a number of forms that you fill out and are required by lenders. The first one is called a 1003. That's an application form. There'll be a GFE. That's a good faith estimate that's given. By the way, on some of these, like on a GFE, you'll probably get one from us. You'll probably get another from the lender. You may get one when it's locked. So you could get possibly 3 of those during the process or even more. There's Truth in Lending, TIL. You'll probably get at least 2 of those, maybe 3. And the list goes on and on and on. But bottom line is, when you get done with all the basic forms, there's going to be a total of about 25 pages of forms that you fill out just for the application. That's not including all the pages of some of these others that you don't have to sign. Some lenders have additional forms on top of that. As an example, I've got one lender that has 14 pages of their own forms, and so we can be up to 39 pages of stuff just to get the loan. And so you're going to get sick of signing your name, and it's an amazing thing that in this paperless society we have this much paper, but in lending they haven't quite caught up, and so still we're doing this stuff. Now once you have the approval, then the docs will go to title, and the docs are going to be a whole nother set of documents that come from the lender, and it's a lot of the same forms actually. You'll get another final 1003, a final, all of these. You'll get things like the note, the deed of trust, all the things that are needed to officially make it a loan, a real estate loan. That could easily be, let's say, 100 pages of additional paper. And so when you're all done with this, if you've kept copies of everything, you've got a file that's enormous when you get finished. And many people wonder, do I really need to keep this for the rest of my life, or is there something that's more important than something else? What do I really need to keep out of all this? Well, most of this stuff, like 90% of it, is all disclosure stuff that once the loan's closed is immaterial. And so I recommend 2 things to keep out of this whole pile. That's 2 things. If it's a refi, it'll be 3 things if it's a purchase. So here's what they are. The first thing you want to keep is something called the note. And it's a promissory note that says, okay, you owe this much money. By the way, this is probably the most understandable document of everything you'll see, because it actually is very straightforward. It tells you what the interest rate is, tells you what the payment is per month, tells you when the note was made, when it's going to be due, like if it's 360 months out or whatever. It's very easy to understand what you actually borrowed. It's really tough, for an example, in the TIL, to really know exactly how much money you're borrowing, because it adds all these other numbers and you can't figure out what the actual loan amount is. The second thing is something called the HUD-1. That's something that you get from the title company when you close, and the HUD-1 is kind of the breakdown of all the charges and where it went and all that kind of thing, and it's typically 4 pages. By the way, the note is usually 3 pages. It's according if it's a fixed rate versus adjustable. Adjustable rate notes are longer, but typically 3 or 4 pages will do it. So for refinance, you got 2 things to keep. You probably have a total here of, let's say, 4 or 5, probably 8 pages max when you're all done with this. So everything else, you can just toss it, because really it's not going to do you any good in the future. If it's a purchase, there's one other thing that I would add, and that would be there's a preliminary title report that you get when you buy a property. There's also title insurance. And so you'll have a title policy that you'll get, and this is going to be a number of pages actually. But that would be something that you may want to keep in the future in the event you had any kind of discrepancy with your title in the future. This is the thing that you paid for to guarantee that you've got clear title of the property. So other than that, that's about it, and that would probably take care of anything you would need. By the way, with the HUD 1, that's something you'll want to give your accountant at the end of the year in figuring out taxes and deductions and that kind of thing. So hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. You can reach me at 800-272-6688, extension 101. And again, my name is Kerry Brooks. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye-bye.